Actually, I like that. It's like 7 a.m. Well, I mean, it's like 7:59. Hey Google, what time is it? I'm slurring.
It's 7:57 a.m.
Right.
And by the way, if you're ever feeling curious about other ways I can help, just ask, what can you do?
I literally don't care. I've had her for 7 years. Like, if I wanted to do that, I would. She's like, please use me for something else. I only use her to turn on the lights, ask her to spell something, or play music. I haven't gotten up this early since I went to school. And even then, I wasn't even up like this. I was actually up at probably 8:30. Mind you, school started at 8:35. And I still wasn't even up for that. But I'm more a morning person these days. What a turnaround. I feel like anyone that used to know me, if they heard that, they wouldn't believe it. And they would think I'm being pick-me. But it's true. Not me being a pick-me. Me being more of a morning person now. Not that I'm a huge morning person. I still don't like to talk in the mornings. Right now, I'm forcing myself to speak to a camera, my phone, which is better than talking to a human being. I literally can't talk to people after I've had my coffee. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's like a morning. I mean, what? It's like an hour and a half before I can talk to people. Also, I do want to clarify that I understand I'm being dramatic. People do this for fun. They wake up at like 6, 5, 4, just cause. But this is a lot for me personally. I guess I should tell you why I'm up. I'm going to Boston to drop off a close friend of mine, but his flight isn't until like 2. But we want to spend the day there. So the plan is to get there at like 11, but that means we have to wake up and leave here. We have to go get him at his house, and 20 minutes away from here, and we have to go to Boston, which is an hour and like 30, 45 probably from where he is. Will we get there at 11? Probably not. Will I continue to, or will I remember to continue to vlog? Probably not. Will I sip on this coffee till there's no more? Definitely. I'm gonna get ready now. I don't know what to wear. I have an idea, but also last time I was in Boston, I wore that. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. I feel like it's not like anyone's gonna remember me. I went in March. I did not need to start recording. That wasn't me. Ugh, you guys get boring the second the camera's on.
Somebody point me to the best ass eater. Can you point me to the best ass eater?
I feel like these segments are just getting repetitive because I'm always in the same two spots. I'm either here or on the hammock outside. Regardless, mind my voice. I was just sick for unknown reasons, and now my throat is like just very phlegmy. I think it might have been allergies, but I'm not sure. It kind of kicked my ass like it was some sort of sickness. It was definitely giving a lot more than allergies, but who knows? What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm not sure what kind of kicked off this like thought. I was thinking about how I put so much pressure on myself to be really mature to the point where if I'm around people that I perceive as more mature than I am, I get really insecure. What was that? I get really insecure in myself and my own maturity, and I start feeling like said person will think that I'm really immature, and I really hate being viewed as such. I don't know where this has come from, but like I've always kind of really disliked being perceived as younger than I was. Obviously that will change when I'm older and I'll be like, oh my god, you think I'm younger than I am? Thank you. Not that I think that will happen, but it might. I don't know. I have a Capricorn rising. I'm always being told that I'm gonna age in reverse, so I've just assumed that's what's gonna happen, but tested negative though. I got this dry ass cough. I tested negative for COVID though. I don't know. I've always really disliked being viewed as younger because I've put so much work into like not even being mature. I've put a lot of work into like just myself and always improving, and that has fortunately been perceived as like me being really mature for like my age. So I'm only 19. I hear people walking downstairs. It is way past everyone's bedtime. No one should be up right now. I got a notification the other day of like a horoscope. And maybe it was like last week, I don't know. The other day is kind of relative to any time frame. It was like embrace immaturity or embrace your immaturity. And it didn't make sense to me until right now in this moment. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. I put so much pressure on myself to be mature that I overlook or beat myself up for the fact that there are still a lot of parts of me that are otherwise immature because I'm 19. I may have a lot of emotional intelligence. I don't know how to say that in a humble way. I may have a lot of emotional intelligence, but I don't know what it's like to sign up for a loan. I don't know what it's like to, buy my own car. I don't know what it takes to buy a house. I don't know what it takes to rent an apartment. I don't know what credit means. I don't know what investments, assets are. Like, I know what those are on a very base level, or I guess on a very surface level, but I don't have experience in any of that shit. Like, I haven't had a job since summer 2022, and I quit that job because I didn't like it. Let me sit my ass up. Jesus. I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh, you're still here. Bitch, I ran out of Mucinex. what was I saying though? Like, this has nothing to do with what I was talking about. Oh, embracing the fact that there are parts of me that are otherwise immature. And if people can't love me for... Hello? If people can't love me for my immature moments, then they don't. But it's also like, I hold myself to a really... I don't know if this phenomenon happens to anybody else, but if I hold myself to a specific, like, standard or expectation that somehow translates and relays to other people. Like, if I hold myself to a specific standard, other people will also hold me to that standard.
subconsciously. It's like I'm telling them what to expect from me by expecting it from myself, which is really, it's kind of unhealthy because you should kind of always have your expectations lower than what they should be for people. I think Emma Chamberlain in her podcast about lowering your expectations for people is like, she kind of touches on that subject really well. But it's so true. Like, you just should really lower your expectations for people because expectation leads to what? Premeditated disappointment. And to this day, that is the best piece of advice I've ever gotten. And I got it from Katya. Like, she said once in an video, she said that once. And I was like, what a piece of philosophical literature. Like, that should be hung up in a museum. And then I realized that that is not new information, and a lot of people knew that. So it doesn't matter. If any of you wonder why my screen randomly goes black, it's because I'm using my laptop. I searched up just a solid white image, and then I downloaded it, and then I full screen it, and then turn my brightness all the way up so that I can have lighting for you. But yeah, I want to talk to my therapist about that sort of phenomenon, because I'm not really sure, like, what that means. And my friend said a really long time ago, she was like, you look how you think you look. And you may not get it, but I got it. She got it. Like, you present yourself the way that you think you do. And I think that has to do with this phenomenon that I'm trying my hardest to describe, but I don't think I'm doing it well, of just like, if I hold myself to a specific standard, then other people will too, just like subconsciously. I've done it where I reverse it and I stop expecting that for myself, and other people stop expecting it from me as well. So and it's not like I'm verbally saying this as like a boundary that I'm setting, like, hey, expect this X, Y, and Z from me, or hey, stop expecting X, Y, and Z from me. I'm not saying that, although it might be beneficial if I did. I don't know. I really love communication, but I just also don't think I'm the best at it. I definitely think I could be even more. Communication for me in the moment is hard. It wasn't for a second there, and then I don't really know what happened. I think I tripped myself up for a second there where I was like, oh fuck, like, I'm really hurting the people around me for setting boundaries, and that is, something to unpack for a different day. That's something to unpack on the hammock, That's not for right now. I need to stop expecting myself to be so mature, because that also leads into things of like not allowing myself to make mistakes. And I also find that people find it very baffling when I make mistakes. That's also another phenomenon that I'm very aware of, and it throws me for a fucking loop, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I have to go. My mucus is building up, and I've been talking for too long. Hey, what happened to vocal rest, Not that I was on vocal rest, but I would probably benefit from it. I mean, I took an allergy pill earlier, and I just, I don't think that did anything. I'll try again tomorrow. Oh, that's my cue.